Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Doug the Retirement Guy. Today we're diving into one of the most surprisingly new performers in the weekly dividend ETF space, BLOX, officially known as the Nicholas Crypto Income ETF. This one's been making big waves with big early returns, eye-catching yields, and a strategy that mixes crypto exposure with income generations. But before we get into it, I got to do a shout out to all of our Patreon supporters and all of our YouTube subscribers. If you're not part of the family, go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. You don't want to miss a single episode. Also, if you're not part of the Patreon group, it's free. Just click on the description and join. There's a lot of information behind the scenes. Let's get into today's video.
Notice to all viewers, this past performance does not guarantee future results. This information is for educational and entertainment purposes only. This is not intended to be financial information. If you need financial information, always contact a financial advisor.
Right now, there are over 50 weekly dividend ETFs out there, and more are coming almost every month. We've seen YieldMax expand their lineup from monthlies to weeklies, and other issuers are jumping in on capturing the investors' demand for frequent income. BLOX stands out because it's the first and only weekly paying fund from Nicholas, and it's focused on the crypto sector, an area that's been red hot in 2025. Let's talk some numbers because this is where BLOX really catches people's attention. Since the launch of June 17th of 2025, BLOX has delivered approximately a 35% price appreciation and around a 48% total return as of late October 2025. That's less than 5 months of trading history. So it takes an early data and not a long-term trend. The estimate analyzed yield from the weekly distributions are ranging between 30 to 40%, but that number changes depending on market conditions and options income. It's not guaranteed. It's an observation from what's been paid out so far. BLOX is an actively managed ETF designed to generate both capital growth and income. It's invested primarily in crypto-related companies, funds, and ETFs that have exposure to the blockchain and mining. And it uses option strategy to produce those weekly cash flows. Importantly, BLOX does not invest directly in the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, but it gets indirect exposure through the companies and derivatives linked to those assets. Its expense ratio is 1.03, which is on the higher side, but typical for an actively managed fund. The four-pillar strategy. Nicholas built BLOX around four main pillars that all connect to create both income and growth potential. The first one is the Bitcoin exposure. It captures potential price movement in the Bitcoin-related assets. The number two is the Ethereum exposure. It benefits from the growth and this ecosystem of that point. Number three is going to be the crypto industry stocks. It invests in public companies like miners, GPU manufacturing, blockchain, and developers. And then number four is the weekly income generation. It uses the covered calls and other option writing strategies to provide the steady distributions. These pillars are meant to complement each other, and growth from the first three and income from the fourth. Holdings and highlights. Let's peek into this portfolio. Some of BLOX's top positions include Robinhood, NVIDIA, and several other major crypto mining firms. So Robinhood was one of the first brokerages to integrate with crypto trading. NVIDIA powers the hardware behind much of the mining industry. And the crypto miners themselves, while volatile, they have huge rebounds this year. Together, the holdings in BLOX exposure with both the crypto momentum, the tech sector along with it, The two forces have driven much of the markets in 2025. So the distribution and cash flow. Let's talk about the income. The part that retirees and cash flow investors care about, and that's going to be BLOX pays weekly dividends. Recently, the range is between 14 and 17 cents per share. Some investors like to take the cash flow, other investors like to compound the growth. In my own portfolio, I tested BLOX with a small portion, and I received those weekly distributions right on schedule. But again, that's just my personal experience. I'm not endorsing it or guaranteeing it because I'm not even a financial advisor. I do this like on my own. The important part, this ETF focuses on growth first and income second, which is reversed from many of the ETFs that are out there. The competition and comparison. To see how BLOX stacks up, let's compare it to other crypto and income ETFs since its launch. So if we take a look at BLOX, they're sitting there at about 48%. We go to Maxi, which is at 19.8%. BTCI 16.1. Now I know a lot of you have talked to about BITO, and that's at 15.4. YBDC 11.2 and BAGY at 10.7. So BLOX has led the pack, but keep in mind, this is a short-term snapshot, and crypto sector is extremely volatile. So let's go over the risk and reality check of this as well. Now, as promising as these numbers may look, let's keep it realistic. BLOX is still very new, only a few months old. It's heavily tied to the crypto market sentiment, which can swing sharply. And while the weekly income seems appealing, it depends on how profitable those option strategies really are. So it isn't safe income. It's more of a growth plus income hybrid for investors who can handle that volatility. The bottom line is BLOX is one of the most interesting weekly ETFs to debut in 2025. It's bold, it's innovative, and it's been delivering strong short-term results, but it also carries high risk. If you're researching weekly income, which I highly suggest you do your own research, and you're comfortable with the crypto exposure, this one's worth watching or testing in a small allocation. As always, do your own research, read the prospectus, and make sure it fits your goals and risk tolerance.
Thank you for watching. Press the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join. Leave any comments below and join our Patreon to support the channel. I'm Doug.